Hi guys, this is Avinash Sharma, and in this session we will learn what is UDF, SQL User Defined Function. What is the use of that, how to use that one, and what are the benefits of using the UDF. So before we start the UDF in details, we should check the system defined function. System defined function, these are the inbuilt or predefined function, and these functions are available in SQL Server as a library. If we check the library in SQL Server, so system function. Then in system function we have the aggregate functions. For summarizing the data, you can use these functions. Then configuration. For setting your SQL Server, you can use the configuration function. Then we have cursor function, datetime function, mathematical function. So these library can be used for different purpose. Now we check the some system defined function. If we need the current date time, then we can use the get date. And if you want to check the current application name, then we can use app name. And this is the mathematical function square of 25, and the current user, the who logged in the SQL Server DBO. And this is a column escape. We have seen these functions are not taking any kind of parameters, but this function is taking two parameters. The purpose of this function is to check the null value of the first parameter. This is the f name. I have declared the variable f name. If this is the null, then this function will print this value, say Smith, because I have declared the f name but not assigned any value. So the value of this f name is null. Suppose if assign value to this parameter, so you can see this time this function is returning the John, because the name, the f name parameter has the value John. Now it is not null. So you can see this some function might take the parameter and some function might not, but every function is returning a value. It means when you use the function must return a value. Now what are the SQL user defined functions? Already we have seen some system defined functions. Same way we can create our own function. Those functions are called the UDF or custom function, and these functions can be used in a triggers or store procedures. The benefit of the UDF is that anytime you can change the definition or logic in within the body of the UDF independently. The most important thing of UDF is the SQL server compiles those UDF and keep the compiled version in cache. It means this function can be used again and again. So this will reduce the network traffic. And you can call also the UDF from another UDF. It means you can use the UDF within the body of other UDF. Types of SQL user defined function. There are two types: scalar functions and table valued function. Scalar function returns single value, and table valued function, it returns the result in a form of table. Table valued function can be categorized another two categories: inline table valued function and multi-statement table valued function. In inline table valued functions, it returns a table, but it allows only single select statement within the body of the function. In multi-statement table value function, you can use the multiple SQL statement. So we will check all these functions on the SQL Server with practice. Now, how to create the UDF? First of all, we will check the scalar function. As you can see, the syntax is create function. The same way, create table, create procedure, the create function. Then function name and parameter, these are the optional. Then we have the returns, that is the must. It's a keyword, and here return type. Return type means like integer, varchar, image, text. It could be anything. Then as, and we have the begin and end. This is the body of the function, and the last statement, that's important, return. In case of the scalar function, the last statement must be the return and with value, the return value. So we create a function. So we are creating a function. The name is the add digit. In this function, we are passing the two parameters, number one, number two. Returns the integer type, one variable declared. In this variable, I am adding the value of these two variables. Then I am returning the digit, that is the integer type. So I create this function. This function is created. This is the scalar type function. If we check in the functions library, then first one is the table valued, and second one is the scalar valued function. This function is created here. Now, how to execute or how to call this function? If I execute this one function, as we know, the function cannot be executed independently. It is used in like select statement. So if I execute this one, then it says not a recognized built-in function, because when you call function or execute function, then you must use the schema. By default is the dbo, say dbo. Now if I execute this function, then it says insufficient number of arguments, because this function needs two parameters. We have declared two parameters, input parameter, so we have to pass the two values, so 2 comma 5. Now if I execute this function, so I get the result 7. We do the another example of the scalar function. I have a table, that is the student marks. If I check this table, I have a roll number, then marks in science, math and English. I want to add one more column, that is the total, and that column would be the calculated column. So I can write a UDF for this purpose. How? So I have created a function, that is the get total. In this function, I have a parameter, that is the roll number. Then variable, and I am taking the value from this table student marks. On the basis of the roll number, I am adding the marks of three subjects and assigning the total of these three subjects into this result variable and return the results. Okay, I create this function. This function is created. Now if I use this function, so you can see the roll number, science, math, and finally total of these three subjects. What is happening here? This function is being called for each and every row, because in the select statement we have the 10 rows. It means details of 10 students. So this function has been called 10 times. On the basis of the roll number, every time we are passing the roll number. So it is calculating the total. So this way we can use the scalar function in select statement, in trigger, in store procedure. Now we talk about the table valued function. Table valued function always returns a table. So it has two categories. So first of all we will talk about the inline table valued function. If you are creating a inline table valued function, there are some rules. The first rule, in the return statement you have to mention the return type table. Secondly, you cannot use the begin and end block in this function. Say if I try to create this function, then I get the syntax error because begin and end block is not allowed in this function. Secondly, in the body of the function there must be single statement, that is a select statement. This select statement. So in this function I am creating a table having the data of the students who got the total of the marks greater than 150. The name of the function is the get student list and total is the parameter. When you call this function, so we will supply the total of the marks. Say function is created. Now I execute this function. If I execute this function, then I get the error because this is not a scalar function. This function is returning a table. So you have to use the select statement as you use in normal case. How? So this function is a returning table. So you have to use the select statement on a table. So you can see these students have got the total marks greater than 150. So in this way you can create the inline table valued function. How it is working? When we call this function, so we pass a value that is a 150. It could be anything. In the statement, we have the select star from student marks table. So we are fetching all columns from this table. Where in this condition where I am adding the marks of three subjects, then greater than this value, this parameter. So on the basis of this criteria, this function is creating a table, and then we can access that table in this select state. Another category of the table valued function is multi-statement table valued function. In this function, you can have the begin end blocks with the multiple SQL statements, and the return statement is without a value. And this function returns a variable like this marks having the structure of a table. Now we can see the create function, then multi-statement students, the name of the function, and we are passing the roll number. Then in returns we have the variable, that's the marks, and in this marks variable we have the structure of the table: student name, roll number, English, math, science, and average. In the begin statement we have two variables, average and student name. When you pass the roll number, so on the basis of the roll number from the student marks table, we are getting the average, dividing the total by 3 and then assigning this variable to the average. From another table, that is the student, on the basis of the roll number, we are taking out the student name assigning to this variable. Then finally, we have this marks, that is the variables having the structure of the table, what we defined. Then the list of the columns, and then select the statement, roll number, variable, again variable, then English, Math, Science from this marks table, and the average again from this variable, where roll number equal to this. Now finally we have the return statement, and the return statement we have nothing. We do not mention any kind of data type here. Now I execute this function. So this function is created. Now I call this function. So this function, I am passing the roll number 1. So we have a result, student name Anil, roll number 1, then marks, and finally we have the average. So this way you can use the multi-statement table valued function. So guys, this was all about the SQL user defined function. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.